Welcome back to my garden today. This is Dawn, and I garden in Texas, Zone 8B. We normally get hail, so this is pretty fantastic. I'm grateful you're here. I am trying to expand my perennial beds all over my yard, just trying to reduce the grass and add some more color and texture in areas that we can do so. So here in front of my greenhouse, I have this area that I have a bunch of colorful perennials. They're in a full sun area and they're going to be under my vitex tree. So they'll get some afternoon shade, which will be wonderful. I am dodging rain throughout this video. So I'm running behind in editing. This was done a couple of weeks ago before our temperature started escalating. We were looking at like 10 days of 80-degree temperatures. So it was a good time to get these planted, and I apologize for the delay getting this video out. But I'm glad you're here now. If you're new to my channel, I'm glad you are visiting, and I hope that if you found this video interesting or helpful that you'll like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. And always, I'm grateful, so stay tuned and let's get this bed planted up. I'm still working the layout, so I just put the plants here just to show y'all what I'm kind of thinking, but I'm not positive if it's going to stay this way or not. This is in front of my greenhouse, and I have two hardy hibiscuses right there. I think those are Holy Grail. That's what they're supposed to be. They actually look like they are the same. So my fingers are crossed that, you know, it happens a lot where I buy things when they're not in bloom, and then they bloom and it's not the right thing. I don't know if that happens to y'all, but sometimes it makes me just not want to buy things, but unless they're in bloom. But it's not always the best way to buy things. Sometimes the best and healthiest plants are those that aren't in bloom because the blooms haven't been forced. So that's why I think I get myself in trouble a lot. I could save myself a lot of work by just buying those in bloom, but you know, it is what it is. So okay, here is the tag. This is a Blooming Easy is the brand, and it is a stunner Orgelia. Okay, and I like this size, 3 to 4 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide, full sun, zones 4 to 8 and negative 30 degrees. So it's cold hardy, and it should be pretty happy here. It looks like it stays in a mounding form. It has dark pink bell-shaped blooms in late spring, early summer, and you might get blooms in the fall, it says. Water once a week or more often in hotter weather. So but look at this dark foliage, how gorgeous. Oh, and I'm super excited about that. I love the dark contrast, and you see I have the sweet potato vine here, so I kind of thought between the hardy hibiscus and these three, I would just make a trio of just darkness. That would just be gorgeous. Okay, and then I have 3 of the coreopsis. This is just the tick seed, and we have full sun. These are pretty hardy here. This is negative 30, midsummer to fall, which is going to be great. It'll kind of spread out the blooming. Clumping form, and it gets 6 to 30 inches tall. So I have 3 of those, and I thought I love the pop of yellow. I thought it'd be pretty just to kind of brighten up all of the darkness that I do have going on. And then for the first time, I am trying cat's pajamas. So I have a native variety of Walker's Low catmint that is growing all over my yard, and I love it. I don't have any problems with it, but I have always wanted to try the cat's pajamas just to see if it stays more into a mounding form. So I got 3 of these, and I thought they'd be real pretty just kind of in front of the bed here. We're going to do kind of a semicircle. So you can see I got my blue mist flower all planted, and that's when I realized I wanted to keep going. So I'll just be redoing the stone here, okay? But I did get a few more things, and one of them is this phlox, and this one is called Super Kapow Coral Phlox, okay? So I don't know if the color comes through on the camera, but it's kind of a coral color. Oh my gosh, and it is so beautiful. And again, see, here's when I get myself into trouble. I got 3 of them, right? Only 1 of them was in bloom. So I'm hoping that the tag was correct and these are what they're supposed to be. So I'll find out. But this phlox is full sun and medium water, 18 to 20 inches high, 18 to 20 inches high, and I'm sorry, wide, and then hardy in 4B through 9A. And it says that it is a spring, summer, fall bloomer. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope to get lucky. But look at the, oh my gosh, is that so pretty. So I do have some coral canna lilies coming up over here. So I kind of thought that I want to put the phlox on this side of my yard. But that's all I have for over here right now. So I might just start with this here and then figure it out as I go. I have lost so many plants to root rot here in my area. Our clay soils, we usually get really heavy rains in the spring, and my clay soils are not friends with my plants. Had to just start taking all this time to amend my soils properly. Well, properly for my area. I think it'd be such a joyful thing to not have clay soils and worry about that. I feel like gardening would be so much more of an enjoyable thing if I didn't have to go through all that trouble. Like if I could just dig a hole, stick a plant in it. I often wonder what that would be like. Because I'm very envious of people that can do that where they live. And so anyways, that's the story. I'd like to give my plants the biggest chance of survival. And I'm tired of losing things. It gets expensive. So I'd rather just take the time, amend my soil, and do it right the first time instead of having to return my plants, replace my plants, and all of the above. So anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I'll add a link right here at the top if you want to see how I amend my clay soils for beautiful perennial beds. So we have a very small patch of grass back here, and really the only reason we need it is for our dog, for Lucy. So I think as long as we have a super small patch, she will be happy. Also, she likes to just fertilize my garden beds anyway, so I don't even know if we need the grass. But we're slowly but surely going to be replacing a lot of this grass. So the dirt was on sale, 4 for $10, so I got 8 bags. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I still have some landscapers mix from I still have landscapers mix from our neighboring place. So you can see my Vitex tree here, how gorgeous. Once the blooms have dropped, I'm just going to keep trimming this up. I want it to be kind of like bonsai style, and I'll probably take some of these off just to make sure that my Greg's Mist is getting enough sun. But I think this is our final shape. All right, so what do you think? Looks good? Nice curve? All right guys, so this is the final layout that I wind up finishing with. And I have just triangular groups of several different types of perennials. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these planted up. I'm trying to beat the storms. Do you guys do that? Like, we're about to get some pop-up storms here in DFW. So I want to get these in the ground before they start raining on me. Also, just to give the plants some fresh rain after planting is something that I would prefer rather than hose water. So let's get these planted up. Let's start with the Nephida here. And I probably am not really able to get to this. I'm using expanded shell. I have some left from when we did our perennial gardens in the front yard. And this area drains pretty poorly in the grass here. So I'm gonna put expanded shell under most of my plants. And since summer's right around the corner, I'm using biotone. I'm more concerned about getting these plants established, getting the roots going strong and not necessarily the blooms. I may even cut the blooms off depending upon how much more rain we get and if we get any more sun before summer. This is the Proven Winners variety of cat's pajamas. It requires full sun. It gets 12 to 14 inches tall. It is hardy in zones 3 through 8, so down to -40, and it blooms from late spring into early fall. It likes full sun and well-draining soil, and it is one that will respond well when you shear it, cut and deadhead back. It'll promote reblooming. I did amend this entire bed with expanded shell, but I am adding it to each individual plant just as an extra protection for root rot. This daylily is called Wineberry Candy, and it is up to 22 inches high, 18 to 24 inches wide, and then more than 4 hours of daily sun. So it is hardy in zones 3 through 9, and it blooms midsummer, and it's a rebloomer. So that would be wonderful if that really happens. It's supposed to be fragrant, so I love the peach color of the petals. Save my tags. All right, y'all, I'm in a race against time. Can y'all hear that? Let's hurry up and get these in. This is blue grama grass that I grew from seed. I sowed it on April 6th, and this is what it looks like today. And it was a seed from Botanical Interest. This is a wonderful Texas native ornamental grass. It's the shortest native grass that there is at 12 to 14 inches, and it's full flower. So it is tan when it's dormant, and it's a drought resistant grass. So this will be wonderful under this vitex tree. I love a good rainstorm. We normally get hail. I'm knocking on wood. I see some falling, but it's really minor. Oh my goodness, I've got to jump in and finish while I can. This is another Texas native. This one is called Creeping Germander. It's a low mounding evergreen. It's about 6 inches high. It has a beautiful silver foliage. It takes full sun, well-drained soil, and it makes little purple flowers in late spring and early summer. So it should be super cute, and I'm not sure if it's going to bloom at the same time as the cat's pajamas. I'd hope that maybe they would bloom at different times. So we will see how that goes. They like low water, and they are drought tolerant. So again, this will be great under this vitex tree. I'm excited about this. Swift. Right, so these 80-degree temps should help everything to get a good start. Let's clean up this mess. And then I'll give you a quick little tour. All right, so here's the finished product, and the Vitex is already out of bloom. All of this rain just kind of washed the blooms away, about the quickest this has ever happened. Yep, so what they look like, this is the germander, beautiful silver foliage. And then the blue grama grass is pretty tiny, but I think it's gonna be pajamas. And then all of the phlox are coming in. Such a pretty shade. And look, they all three opened to the same. Isn't that awesome? I decided to put them over here. I just didn't have enough to get the bed started on the other side of the yard. And I thought the color was going to be a nice addition in front of these daylilies here. So let's see. It looks like I have so pretty. And then the hibiscus have so many blooms, but all four are full of blooms and none of them have opened yet. So excited about that. I did have some, this is an annual salvia called Rhea. I have some in the front, and I just relocated these from my backyard. I don't know if it's going to be too crowded right here, but I squeezed them between the tick seed and the hibiscuses here. So the tick seed is in bloom, looking pretty. I love to watch the pollinators there. And the Woodjulia, it's just put on a little bit of growth already. So very pretty. I am super, super happy. Oh yeah, and I did split up this carex. And then again, along my fence here, this is another Texas native. This is white mistflower. I have 4 of them along the fence. And they are slow to take off with all of the rain. I think this maybe just been too much water draining out of the under the wall here. So, again, I thank you guys for joining me. I'm always so grateful for your comments. So let me know what you think, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.